Well, it's that time of year again, folks. It's time for my 10 favorite puzzle games that make great holiday gifts. Now, all of these games are available on Amazon. The links will be in the description. Yes, they are affiliate links, but don't worry about that because every one of these games I've played, I love, I vouch for. So let's get going. My number one favorite puzzle game. This wine puzzle. It's this 3D wooden wine bottle holder, but it's got a puzzle lock on it. So people come over, they want to open the bottle of wine, but in order to get to the wine, first they have to solve the puzzle. As you get drunker throughout the night, trust me, this gets a lot more fun. They make them for wine bottles, and they also make them for beer bottles. It's great for game night. I highly recommend it. Don't worry, the puzzle's not that hard. You will be able to get to your wine. It might just take you a few extra minutes. Next up is this 3D puzzle for adults. Now, it's really 3 pieces in one. Check it out. First of all, you have to assemble it. It comes with 210 wooden pieces that you actually then have to put together. Don't worry, there's an assembly guide. You're going to put them together in such a way, and you're going to build your own puzzle. You're then going to enclose it in this acrylic enclosure. Once you've got it enclosed, then it's one of those tilt and turn puzzles where you navigate the marble through 150 mazes from start to finish. Not only that, it comes with a display so that when you're done, you can display it in your room. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. It's fun to put together, it's fun to play, and it's beautiful to display. In fact, it's one of the best I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them. Number 3 on the list is just a really good deal. It is this 30 brain teaser puzzle pieces made out of wood or metal. It's for kids or for adults. It's sort of like an educational Toy IQ Logic party pack where like you have to unlock all these metal objects or you have to solve these puzzles and it all comes in one big box. This is a great gift because it's actually not that expensive. And if you know somebody who's like really into these types of puzzles and stuff, I recommend it. I actually had a copy of it and considered making a video for each one and how to unlock it. And if you still want me to do that, I will. But it also comes with a little instruction book if you really do get lost. But I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's a great gift. If you have a puzzle lover in your life and you don't know what to give them, this is the home run. Next on the list is something that isn't so much of a puzzle, but I find it amazing anyways. It's called the Shashibo shape-shifting box. It looks like a Rubik's Cube, but it can be made in all kinds of different shapes. Not only that, there's an app that goes with it that you can download it to sort of see it in motion. It's a really cool thing. It's got magnets in it. It makes all of these different shapes. It comes in a whole ton of different designs and so forth. It's great for kids, great for adults. I describe it as part Lego, part Rubik's Cube, and part those Magnalocks, those magnet pieces. And also, you can combine 2 or more boxes and build larger shapes and create more possibilities. It's actually an amazing piece of design. As much as I do it, I almost feel like I never see the same shape and design twice. Next up is actually this thing called the potato puzzle. Yes, it's another one of those wooden puzzles, but instead of one where you build it and put it in an acrylic box with a marble, this one actually is a puzzle where you actually have to solve it. It still looks nice. It comes in either the round shape, which is called the Philosopher's Stone, or you can get the one called Anti-Gravity, which is more the triangular one. They take like an hour or 2 to solve, and it's not nearly as expensive as the other one, so you can get them both for less than the price of the one in the acrylic. This comes assembled, and it's good for the whole family. You can solve all the puzzles, reveal all the hidden treasures inside, and it's not that big. It's like 6 inches by 6 inches. There's like 120 movable parts. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes. It can be done with 1 player. It can be shared with 2 players. Next up, I of course have to get into jigsaw puzzles because, let's face it, PuzzlingGames has got a lot of puzzles and games, and jigsaw puzzles is right up there. And I don't really talk a whole lot about jigsaw puzzles, but I did want to talk about this one company called White Mountain Puzzles. I actually really, really like this company. This is the place I go to get puzzles, and the reason I like it is because they have great designs of their puzzles. They feel like they're fun to solve. They're not just sort of boring. Like they have collages of ice cream bars or cereal boxes or old movies or things. So it actually makes it kind of fun to solve the puzzles. Plus, the way the pieces are designed, when they latch, when they connect, you know they connected. How many times you played like a puzzle where you're like, I don't know if these pieces are flimsy, or I can't really tell. I can't really tell if I've done these two puzzle pieces right. I can't tell if this is the right one or not. There's something about the way these puzzles work. When you put the pieces in, they click. They feel like they're firm. If it's not clicking, you know it's not right. There's no question, like other puzzles, like cheaper puzzles are that way. And they have 400 designs of all of these different puzzles. And I love the bright colors. It is my go-to brand of Jigsaw puzzles. And for what it's worth, since we're here, my other favorite Jigsaw puzzle brand is the Ravensburgers, so you can check those out too. I'll put the description for both below. Moving on the list, where would I be without telling you about a Rubik's Cube gift? But this isn't just any Rubik's Cube gift. This is a giant oversized Rubik's Cube that's ridiculously large. They say it's 35 centimeters. I guess, I don't know what that is. Probably what, like a foot and a half? But it's like crazy. And it actually works as a Rubik's Cube. You actually can solve it. Now, if 18 inches is too big for you, they do make a smaller one that's more like 8 to 10 inches, which you can also do. Which is also good. But man, the big one, it's like 18 inches long. It's the size of my arm, and it is awesome. Each piece is the size of your hand. There are people who try to do speed solves on it. Let me tell you something. It's fun. It's challenging. If you solve a Rubik's Cube, it makes it feel brand new to try to solve this one. If you got every single Rubik's Cube in the kit, why not get an oversized, huge one? I swear, it'll be hilarious. So next up on the list is this, what they call rat race puzzle. This is just a simple, cheap puzzle, and I kind of really like it. It's just a few pieces of metal, and the object of the game is really simple. You just got to get the handle removed from the other part of the object. But there's these rings in the way. It's square, everything. I swear you'll spend a lot of time trying to do it, and it's not that expensive. Coming up to number 9 is something that I grew up with that I still think about today. Actually, there's two that I grew up with, and I'll show you the other one too. But the first one is this large wooden labyrinth marble tilt maze game. So what you have is a ball, and you have two knobs that control the tilt on the horizontal and the vertical, and using just those two knobs, you need to move the ball across the entire maze and get it to the end. It's actually really challenging. It takes a lot of time to learn to control it exactly right. But I got to tell you, I really used to spend hours and hours and hours as a kid. And when other people watch you do it, they want to play. It's one of these things that becomes the game. And along those lines, like I said, I'll just show you my other game that I used to love as a kid. And it's called Shoot the Moon. And basically what it is it's another wooden game. It's got these two metal poles and then a bigger metal ball. What you do is you put the metal ball on top of the two metal poles, and then you open the poles and it starts the ball moving, but you have to manipulate it in such a way that you try to get the ball as far along the edge as you can and see if wherever it falls, it's like different points. They've named them as planets here, like Mercury all the way out to Pluto. And I got to tell you, it's really hard to get it all the way out to Pluto. It takes a lot of skill and work. You're only able to use it manipulating these two metal poles. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. It's not that expensive. It's one of those games that when you do it, everyone sees it, everyone wants to try it. People start to spend a lot of time trying to do it. And finally, number 10 is called The Trial of Camelot. Now, I know I just showed you already another puzzle, box that you could do earlier, but this one to me is the A++ of escape room games in a box. Yes, it's a 3D wooden puzzle. It has multiple puzzles in it. It's also got brain teaser stuff in it, and it also has a surprise thing when you get to the end, like it's a money box. So what you do is you can give it to somebody as a gift, and if they actually get to the end, it opens up, and then money that you've hid inside or a gift card or whatever is revealed. So it's a great way to give a gift to somebody who loves puzzles, but if you really want to give them more than a puzzle, you can put them onto having to solve this to the end. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes. It's great. But when you get to the end and you open it up and you get to the box where you've hopefully planted money as a gift for the person inside of you, it's so satisfying. And then you can pass it on to somebody else when it's their turn to have a birthday or whatever, or a holiday. Well, that's my 10 gifts. Again, all links are in the description. If you wind up playing one of these games, let me know what you think of it. I've played them all. I like them all. I actually would recommend these to anybody, my own friends. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and if you wanted to see my other videos, I have a video on the 10 best Rubik's Cube gifts to gift a Rubik's Cube lover. I've got a video on like 8 weird puzzle gifts. I've got even a video on my favorite board games. Check them all out. Thank you so much. Have a happy holidays. I'll see you next year.